If you're a Houston fan, that's how everybody's reaction should be. If you're a Rockets fan, everybody should be pissed off, in tremendous disbelief. Disbelief. Absolutely shocked right now. Stunned. Because apparently the Rockets front office didn't learn from the Lakers' mistakes. They didn't learn from a storied franchise that had a number of missteps in hiring a guy known as Mike D'Antoni. Yes, you heard correctly. Mike D'Antoni is apparently the front runner to be the next head coach of the Houston Rockets. Now, does that make any sense? Is that ridiculous or what? Is that insane? General Manager Daryl Morey must be out of his damn mind. He must be out of his damn mind. I don't know what the hell the man is smoking. I don't know what he's drinking. I don't know what the hell is wrong with the man. But he is obviously not in his right state of mind. To think that Mike D'Antoni is going to come in and fix a dysfunctional team, you're out of your mind. You're sick. You're crazy. You're a damn fool. That's what you are. You're a fool. If you honestly think Mike D'Antoni is going to take his ass to Houston and fix that organization, something's wrong with you. Now, I'm not going to go as far as saying that you're psychotic, but you got some damn marbles missing upstairs if you think Mike D'Antoni is going to restore order and going to bring life to the Houston Rockets. Houston, we have a problem. Roger that. Yeah, that's going to add fuel to the fire. Now, Mike D'Antoni is the front runner for the Houston Rockets. When you have a chance to hire Jeff Van Gundy. Jeff Van Gundy would love to coach the Houston Rockets again, I'm sure. But owner Leslie Alexander is not sold. He's not sold on Van Gundy returning for a second stint. Right now, Jeff Van Gundy is an ESPN analyst calling NBA games. You've seen him in the playoffs. But this is ridiculous. Daryl Morey, the general manager, an analytical nerd, a man who is responsible for this team's dysfunction, for this team's downfall, and instead of taking steps forward, he wants to take steps backwards. The Rockets are a disaster. They have no team leader. They have a guy named James Harden who is not a team leader, who is not capable of being a team leader. You have a big man in Dwight Howard who is soft, lackadaisical, and could leave town this year and sign elsewhere now that he could become a free agent this summer. Don't you guys know what D'Antoni did to the Lakers? He's part of the reason the Lakers are in the shit hole today. Because he helped the Buss children ruin Jerry Buss's once precious franchise. Precious franchise. He helped ruin that. Half of that happened under Mike D'Antoni's watch. D'Antoni might be an offensive guru, sure. But what has he done on defense? You can take the D from in front of his name and call him Mike D'Antoni because he has not shown any it all. Maybe he's a great man. But Mr. Pringles, he looks like Mr. Pringles from the damn Pringle chip box. Well, chip can, you know, it's in the round can, but whatever it is, okay? He looks like Mr. Pringles from Pringle chips. He's a horrible coach. He's a terrible coach. The Lakers finished with one of the worst seasons because of him. And you know what else happens? You know what else happened? While he was in LA, he just destroyed the Lakers completely. Dismantled the franchise. And the Houston Rockets want to hire this guy? Oh, man. You for real? Leslie Alexander, Daryl Morey, are you serious? I'm gonna step into the camera, try to understand, you know, your guys' state of mind here. I'm trying to figure out what is so fascinating about Mike D'Antoni. What is so fascinating about the guy? What has he done? He has that lame-ass 8-second shoot rule that nobody gives a rat ass about. He can't succeed without Steve Nash, and Steve Nash's ass is out of the league because he had too many back injuries, and he's done. He's old. He's washed up. He's gone. He can't win without Nash. When he was in Phoenix, he was a success because he had Nash, who was at the end of his prime and still able to run up and down the court and get out in transition. He does not have that guy anymore. So without that guy, he's nothing. You want to give me what? Name one explosive guard on Houston's roster that could play in Mike D'Antoni's system. Zero, zilch, nada, none. You can't name one because there isn't one. So how in the hell is he going to run his offense in Houston when you have no guard that fits within his system? Does that make any sense? No, it does not. It does not at all. You want to hire Mike D'Antoni to be your next head coach? A guy who's not even defensive minded? A guy who could give a rat's ass about defense? A guy who does not care if his team is committed to defense or not? This team is already bad on defense. They're as bad as it is. James Harden is one of the worst defenders in the league. He's one of the worst defenders in the league. Dwight Howard, yes, he might be on his way out of Houston, but he can't even play defense, and he's a 7-foot center. And he has the body and the size. These players are soft. They need a coach that is defensive minded. Now they missed out on Tom Thibodeau. What does this tell you about this team? Firing Kevin McHale 11 games into the season. What does this tell you about the Houston Rockets? A coach that led them deep into the playoffs a year ago. A coach that came in and transformed Houston basketball. A disciplinarian. A guy who understands the game of basketball, who understands the basics and fundamentals. Kevin McHale, I'm talking about. An NBA legend. A guy with great experience. A guy who has the mindset and the mind of a head coach. A guy who tried so many different things to try to fix the offense by maneuvering, juggling his players, creating a different system. And none of it worked. And you know why none of it worked? Because of James Harden. And none of it worked because that team plays individual basketball. They're a divided team. They're isolated. And they don't give a damn about team effort. All they care about is them damn selves. Oh, I want to be the superstar. Oh, it's all about me. Oh, hey, look at me. I'm a hey, look at me guy. That's what the Houston Rockets is all about. Now, if you think D'Antoni is going to bring his ass to Houston and fix this team, you're wrong. You're wrong and you don't know NBA basketball. Because D'Antoni will never be a success in the NBA. He's an associate head coach in Philadelphia for crying out loud. One of the worst team in the NBA. What does that tell you? And you want to take this guy from the worst team in the NBA and put him on a borderline, if not a playoff, if not a team that's gonna miss the playoffs? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? One cannot fathom what direction the Houston Rockets ownership is taking this team. Nobody can. It's hard to decipher everything that's transpiring in the offseason for the Houston Rockets. And this just goes to show you why they lost in 5 games to the Golden State Warriors. This just goes to show you right here that this front office is a mess. It's an absolute joke. And everybody in the front office ought to be ashamed of themselves. Mike D'Antoni. Really? Mike D'Antoni? Out of all people, you want to hire Mike D'Antoni to run your team, to run your organization? A guy that's a clown more than anything. A guy that was run out of LA. A guy that nobody liked, who became everybody's worst enemy. He was compared to Randy Funn. People, the worst coach in Lakers history. You gotta be kidding me. You can't be real. It feels like I'm in a dream. It feels like I got out of bed. I woke up from a crazy dream. That's what it felt like. I thought I was dreaming when I heard that Mike D'Antoni was the front runner for the Houston Rockets. I really thought I was dreaming. And then I looked out of my window to see if there was a candy house and a marshmallow road and, rainbows in the sky and lollipops in my yard and all kind of candy outside and gingerbreads and all kind of sweets and red velvet cake and everything else. And I looked outside and I realized, oh my God, it was only a dream. But not Mike D'Antoni. Not Mike D'Antoni on the possibility of him becoming the next Houston Rockets head coach. That's a reality. And it might just happen. Sadly. Unfortunately. Because if I'm a Houston fan, I know I would explode. Knowing that this guy is going to be our next head coach after his unsuccessful run with the Los Angeles Lakers. But I think I've said enough. I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm out.